The descent began at dawn. Elliot, head engineer on the Morro Deep Tunnel project, clipped his harness into the support line and gave the signal. The lift shuddered and began lowering him into the narrow black shaft that dropped like a throat into the earth. 1 kilometer straight down. Above, the morning sun turned the mountain ridge golden. But as the cage descended, that light shrank to a coin. Then to nothing. The walls of the shaft pressed in. Though it was supposed to be 4 meters wide, the wet rock seemed tighter. Breathing heavier. The only sounds were the hum of the lift motor and Elliot's own breath in his helmet. He hated this part. Always had. Underground work meant isolation. Pressure. Silence that crept into your head and laid eggs of fear. The radio crackled. Level 13 in 3 minutes, came Melissa's voice from base camp. Copy, Elliot said. He watched the depth counter tick down. 980 meters. 990, 1000. The cage slowed, grinding to a halt. A hiss of hydraulics. The doors creaked open. Level 13 was nothing more than a platform jutting from the shaft wall, half submerged in darkness. A heavy steel hatch marked the entrance to the main tunnel. He stepped out. His boots clanged on the grated floor. The metal vibrated, subtly, almost like breath. Elliot opened the hatch. Behind it, the tunnel yawned, round, smooth, carved by plasma drills and reinforced with steel ribs. The emergency lights cast dull red glows at intervals. It looked like the inside of a great mechanical worm. Endless. Swallowing light. He flicked on his helmet lamp. The beam cut ahead 20 meters, revealing dust hanging like ash. He was alone down here. No one else had gone below since the collapse last week. That's why they'd sent him. To check the breach. He made his way down the tunnel. His footsteps echoed in rhythmic clicks. The air grew warmer as he went deeper. Faint metallic smells mixed with something else, wet stone, mold, rust. At 150 meters, he reached the breach. Or what should have been a breach. The wall was intact. But the steel supports were warped inward. As if something had pushed from the other side. Not an implosion. A pressure. Something that wanted in. Elliot froze. That wasn't possible. The rock behind this wall was solid. 10 kilometers of untouched crust. No cavities. No fault lines. No pressure. He stepped closer. His lamp flickered. Something moved just beyond the light. He turned sharply, but saw nothing. Just red glow and black beyond. Melissa, he said into the comm, I'm at the breach, but, the wall's sealed. It's like something pushed into the tunnel. Steels bent inward. Could be a recording error. Or a structural memory flaw. Silence. Base, come in. Static. He checked the signal, strong. No interference. Melissa, confirm. Click. Not static. Not mechanical. A sound. Wet. Like a finger tapping on glass. Then silence. He turned slowly, lamp cutting the dark. No one. The air grew thick. His breath felt shallow. He backed away, step by step, but the tunnel seemed longer now. As if it had stretched. He turned to head back. And the hatch was gone. Replaced by steel. Continuous tunnel. No seams. His heart thundered. This is a hallucination, he whispered. Oxygen deprivation. Low pressure. He pulled up his diagnostics, O2 levels normal. Suit pressure normal. But the readings for environmental pressure outside the suit were blank. Just a dash. Like the system couldn't read it at all. Something rustled behind him. He spun. Still nothing. Except No. There was something. Far ahead. A shadow. No movement. Just a darker patch within the dark. Something waiting. Elliot ran. The sound of his boots echoed in wild, chaotic patterns. The tunnel shouldn't have been this long. It should have ended. The steel ribs overhead bent, subtly, as if the tunnel were breathing. Pulsing. He kept running. Until he saw a door. Not the hatch. A door. Wooden. Moldy. As if torn from a house and shoved into the rock. His hands trembled as he reached out and touched the doorknob. Cold. Too cold. He opened it. Inside was a narrow corridor. Wallpaper peeling. A dim bulb swinging from a cord. He stepped through. And the door vanished behind him. Now he stood in a hallway that made no sense. Earth couldn't hold a place like this. He knew the strata. This wasn't in the rock. It was beneath it. Something clicked above. He looked up. The ceiling pulsed like muscle. He turned and ran again, deeper into the hall. It curved impossibly, spiraling downward. Each step took him further from any logic, any map. He passed doors. Each was different. A child's bedroom. A hospital ward. A subway car. A meat locker. Some were open. He didn't look in. He couldn't look in. The hallway groaned. Then came the whisper. It didn't speak in words. It simply was. A presence in the walls. The whisper of deep pressure. Of stone under strain. Of something that had waited longer than time. A mind without form. And it had noticed him. Elliot fell. No warning. Just a sudden loss of floor. He dropped into dark. His body hit something wet. Not water. Thicker. He opened his eyes. A chamber. Spherical. The walls rippled. Something hung in the center. A shape. Vaguely human. A suit. Like his own. Inside was a person. It was Elliot. Face frozen in horror. Mouth open. Eyes ruptured. His own dead face stared at him, suspended like a fly in amber. Then the figure moved. It turned its head slowly. And smiled. He screamed. Elliot woke in the tunnel. On his back. Breathing hard. His helmet was cracked. The lamp was dead. But the breach was there again. Warped. Bent. The hatch was ahead, open. Light flickered from the lift. He stumbled forward, bleeding from the scalp. Dizzy. His mind filled with static. He reached the lift, climbed in, and triggered the ascent. As he rose, he looked back. The tunnel seemed normal. No doors. No shadows. Had he hallucinated it? The whisper returned. Just faintly. Not words. Just laughter. At base camp, Melissa and 2 other workers found Elliot collapsed in the lift, whispering nonsense. They carried him out, got him medical attention. He recovered after 2 days. When they asked what happened, he couldn't describe it. Not fully. Not in words. He just said. There's something down there. It's not a breach. It's a door. And it opened because it was hungry. They shut the tunnel down. Declared the breach unstable. Buried it in concrete. No one went back. But sometimes, on clear nights, the engineers still hear the lift motor hum, even though the shaft was sealed. And on the surface, the earth beneath the camp shivers, just a little. Like something breathing.